Hello and welcome. We are currently in eclipse season in my time right now. This is a timeless reading. It's a collective reading. Whenever you find it, I trust that there are messages here just for you, exactly for you, as you need them in this timing, even if you watched the same video 8 months ago and now you're watching it again. For me, readings that come to me always resonate with me on some level, even if there are things maybe I don't agree with in the moment, maybe I do resonate with them more later, and maybe it's just something Spirit wants me to grapple with. So all that to say, what you do with this reading is totally up to you. It is your responsibility, and I'm glad you found me. I'm Amanda. This is Golden Swan Intuition. I think it was yesterday, I came home and I have new neighbors. And next door to me, there was a little kid in the yard who looked just like this little kid, totally not wearing any clothes, like very much sun card energy. And that was the energy, that was the message. And it's beautiful to listen to children having fun with adults and laughing and just being childlike and learning about nature. It's the best. And I love it. And I'm so grateful that Spirit gave me that rebirth sun card energy in that form yesterday. It was also a very sunny day. And I just want you to keep your eyes open for how Spirit is showing you innocence around you. In the world right now, it's easy to find a major lack of innocence. And I'm wondering if you can find some in yourself, in others, in the mistakes or what you think of as mistakes from the past, in the way other people have treated you. Because we don't always know what we're doing. And that is an understatement. We don't always know exactly what we're doing as human beings in this human life. It is 4:32 on my clock right now, and actually I see 14432. So I've been seeing count up, count down numbers a lot today, mostly middle sequence numbers. So like 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5. This is the first time I've seen a 432, so that kind of feels like final countdown energy. Oh, it's not the first time. I saw a 4-3-2-1 earlier, but it does feel like counting up and counting down, like things are falling into place. Oh, dominoes. Dominoes came through a few weeks ago and haven't really stopped. So yeah, thinking about, how you at some point innocently knocked over one domino. And maybe that caused a lot of noise and chaos for you and those around you. And you just watched the pattern. You know, when you knock over dominoes, it just like turns into a pattern, right? You watched it play out and it got a little noisy and you were worried it might damage something. But now you're to the end of the sequence and it's just the last few dominoes in this sequence. And you're already breathing a sigh of relief because you're seeing that everything actually worked out okay. It's not what you thought it was going to be. It got a little crazier than you expected, but it was actually really cool looking back on it. And it all started with you just accidentally flicking over one little domino. And obviously for dominoes to all be lined up to be knocked over like that, someone has to do it, but it wasn't human you. It was your soul self that set up all those dominoes just for you. Your soul self, to me, is connected completely, purely with Spirit, whereas your human self has a little bit more disconnection with your higher self and what Spirit intends for you in this life on purpose. Like that inability to see everything is on purpose. Because if human you had known what would have happened if you knocked over that first domino all those months or years ago, you might not have done it, But human you now still doesn't know what the end point is, what it's going to look like when everything's flattened. I heard flattened. And that can sound kind of negative, but I'm not getting any negative energy. Flattened. Oh, only one card came out when I was talking, and it was the Justice card. And that's what it is. That's what it is. And so those dominoes, and here's what I'm seeing now. So sometimes when someone sets up a sequence of dominoes to knock over, sometimes there's a little gap. And there's a choice point of whether the person is going to, so you'll knock over the dominoes and then none will keep falling, right? Like there's too much of space between one domino and the next, and there will be a pause. And at that point, I'm getting overseer. So the word elder means, the word in the Bible for elder is the word presbyter, which means overseer. So there's something about the overseer of the dominoes, like you, the human who's watching all of this happen. You see the gap and you have a choice at that point. Are you going to knock the next domino over, or are you going to just stop there? Like that was enough. And you chose to keep going with it. And something about that was important for your justice. The upside down person looks really different from the right side up person. So like they're kind of, it's almost like hanged man energy because she's upside down. And then there's this person who is watching everything happen. So that soul self is overseeing everything, but also human you had some say in the matter. So you could have avoided that first domino altogether. You didn't have to knock it over. And then there were points along the way where you could have just said, no more, that's enough. But you didn't. You kept the sequence going so that all the dominoes could be knocked over. And now you're looking at it from up above and you're like, wow, that's a really cool pattern that I didn't expect. And you still don't know what's going to happen when that last domino falls. You still don't know. It may lead to a whole new sequence. It may be a chance for you to design something completely new for yourself. It may just be a chance to pause and take a break and rest and have some quiet. It could be all three in different ways. It's a really cool message. I recorded quite a few readings in July, and I don't even know if early August is accurate, but in July I did quite a few. And then Spirit's been putting me on pause a bit. So I have recorded some and not posted them because they were just for me. I'm reading an oracle card deck called The Way of the Horse. I'm pulling a card or two or three each day and then reading about it. It's so interesting. So whether or not your psychic gifts have turned on, I really recommend it. And if you think you might be in a twin flame relationship kind of thing, or like a divine counterpart relationship where you're psychic with another human being on like a really deep level in a really weird way, I really recommend that book. It's super helpful. Really, human beings are all psychic with each other. That's the message. So even if you aren't conscious of the fact that you're picking up on other people's moods and energy and beliefs and thoughts, you are. They just flow through the ethers. They come into your mind and then they leave your mind. They come through your body, they leave your body, hopefully. But the leaving of your body is a conscious practice. So releasing energies that come through you is a daily thing to do if you're not doing it already. You can do it with breath work. You can do it by being physically active in some way, by creating, by using your voice, by completing a story I'm hearing. So like wrapping up loose ends. Yeah, wrapping up loose ends in a way that only you can do. I pulled from, so that first one was the Light Seers Tarot. I just now pulled from the Healing Waters Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. The first one was by Chris Ann. And what I pulled was water codes. So I just went, ooh, yeah, thank you, Spirit. Neptune energy has been coming through for me a lot. So you might look at where Neptune is in your chart if you know your rising sign, which house it's in for you. And there are ways to find out transit. So like how it's compared to your birth chart right now. You do not need to make it complicated for yourself. Yeah, but Neptune energy has been coming through. So that's Poseidon in Greek mythology, and Neptune in Roman mythology. He is the guy with the trident. And I live in a place where tridents are everywhere. So our baseball team has a trident, or the Mariners, and we have a trident as our symbol. But this morning I woke up and it's been pretty hot and we've had fires here and things like that. So it's been mostly smoky. This morning I woke up. I had just gone to the ocean yesterday to put my feet in the water, and the water's not very nice here in the summer. It gets really stinky because of the seaweed and everything. But I went to put my feet in the water, and it's almost like my feet get dirtier when I put it in the sound here, or even in the lakes. And so then I came home and washed my feet and then took a bath. And then today I got a pedicure. So my feet are like super, super clean. It's like I had to clean them because they were in that water, if that makes sense. So there's some message there about what you think would be cleansing for you isn't or wasn't. What you went into innocently to do something for your growth did the opposite. I don't know. There's something there. So I went to the ocean, or it is seawater, put my feet in, came home, did the cleansing thing, had an appointment, rested all day, woke up this morning and it was like foggy and smelled like that water. Like the air smelled like the yucky ocean water. Extra fishy today. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, so that it just felt like Poseidon was all around me. That's what it felt like. And I'm not saying Poseidon's not clean or anything other than amazing and lovely and powerful, but it was more of that Neptunian energy, that water, that powerful, watery, tidal wave energy is strong now in this moment, which is interesting because we're in Leo season, which is fire energy, and we're about to go into Virgo season, which is earth energy. So like kind of feels like no water in sight, but it's permeated our existence in this moment, that water energy. So this says water codes, ancient wisdom, the intelligence is within you. You are mostly water. You don't look like it, but you are mostly water. The earth is mostly water. And there's wisdom in you. Yeah, the horse thing I was talking about. So there's wisdom in you that flows through the hidden parts of yourself without your knowledge or consent some of the time. But you are able to interact with it. You're able to learn to see it, to feel it, to work with it instead of letting it work you. Yeah, like that tidal wave energy. Riptide. Yeah. Oh, that song's been coming through a lot too. I see 14444 right now. It's 4:44 my time on August 14th. So there's a lot of ones and fours. And then we have Atlantis. Keep the big vision, stay in alignment as you grow. So I'm just thinking again about those dominoes. And there is a labyrinth there. If you can see it, it's stones, not dominoes. But it's in the shape of a spiral. So you can imagine a pattern of dominoes that's in the shape of a spiral. And I want you to think of, instead of those being dominoes, those are your footsteps. So every time you take a step, a whole new possibility emerges for your next step. Every time you take a step, a possibility that wasn't there before is now in front of you. But you didn't know that until you took that step. So like until that domino falls and hits the next one, like until one domino falls, there's no energy that can knock over the next one. So whenever you take one step, new potentials open up. I'm going to look at the guidebook for water codes. Water has long been associated with wisdom. Celtic legend says that the goddess Seer had a magic cauldron in which she brewed herbs, and that anyone who drank from these waters would acquire great wisdom. Bridget is another, did I say Celtic? Celtic goddess, because the Boston Celtics, right? Like they say Celtics. Bridget is another Celtic goddess associated with water, particularly water wells, many of which were named in her honor. Even today, there's a huge shrine to her at Glastonbury's White Springs. It was once believed that the future king of the land had to drink Bridget's well water to be initiated into his rule. Get some water. I almost never need to drink water in the middle, and I think that's funny. I'm like talking about water, and now I need to drink some water. And I said that right after something about a king needing to drink water. Yeah, there's just a lot here about potential in the waters. Yeah, Seradwin in my goddess deck is the goddess of potential. And then I was saying that about the dominoes, that potential energy turns into kinetic energy once there's action, right? And through that action comes justice. So what started as innocently starting a sequence of events is asking for your continued participation, and it wants you to see it through to the end for your justice and the justice of those around you. Karmic justice. Making things right. Setting things to rights. Is that a saying? Oh. Speaking of Celtic energy. So we have this, is that a shamrock or a clover? I get them confused a little bit. I think that's a clover. So it says, you are right to be strong and optimistic about the opportunities ahead. This is the Fortune Oracle by Sharina Star. This is what's ahead of you. Luck comes with justice. Justice comes with luck a little bit, but it's really more the other way. So when you bring in justice for yourself and others, then you just suddenly look lucky. You look like everything's adding up in your favor. And if you're arguing with me about that, I just sit with it, talk to spirit. If you believe you're bringing about justice and you think that you have no luck at all, maybe it just hasn't arrived yet. That's always possible. Sometimes it's a test. I do believe in that. Sometimes it's a long test to see if, even if there are no results that you are hoping for, you continue on the path of justice. Just keep going. It doesn't behoove you, horses, it doesn't behoove you to get down in the dumps and say, woe is me, and give up trusting a higher power, even if that's tempting. That's a temptation. It's not based in the truth. And also, it's innocent. We do that innocently, right? We get down in the dumps and we give up our faith because there are a lot of energies and messages around us telling us that there is nothing on our side, that we're just little and we have no power. And I'm thinking about that baby in the sun card. We're just little and we're exposed and we have no power. And if no one cares for us, then we might as well give up. But that's just not, the if no one cares for us is the lie. You are cared for. I care for you. I don't even know you maybe, but I care for you. And I know Spirit cares for you. And I know that there's a multitude of ancestors and angels and gods and goddesses and everybody. And even if you believe in none of that, love cares for you. Just the energy of love cares for you. And the more you believe that there's anything at all that cares for you, and there's a lot, it gets a little easier to take those steps forward. It takes faith in what you cannot see. I know that. Yes, exactly. I have this, I almost never use it. It's the Earth Alchemy Oracle by Wright and illustrated by Nikki Strange. And I pulled this card. It says, I don't know, Dioptus and Larkspur. And I'm not familiar with Dioptus. That's a crystal I don't believe I have. It says past life healing, water and air energy. So that is Neptune in the air, fog, right? Letting go of anger and also forgiveness are the two energies of this card, which is what I was talking about, right? So if you feel like Spirit, if you feel like the religion you grew up with came to nothing and let you down, I want you to know that I understand and I've been there and now I'm on the other side, and that's not the whole picture. So the way human religions in this time period describe Spirit is partially inaccurate. And it's possible for you to know what is accurate. And then once you know what's accurate, you can look at the people who are saying the things that are not true and forgive them, because they really believe what they say. They do. They really believe they're doing everything out of love, including everything. They believe they're doing everything out of love. I will say that. They believe they're doing everything for the best and highest good. I know that's true. Even when they're not. And they're just wrong. And people are wrong sometimes. And it's safe to let go of that anger. Forgiveness doesn't mean you go back to church or that you let them back in your life or that you let them keep harming you. It doesn't mean that. Or that you let them convince you that because you're a woman, you don't have a right to speak. That's not what it means. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is releasing the energy that they have over you, really. The power and the control that they have over you that keeps you stuck, that keeps you in place. You let that part of you that wants to people please in that environment, you let that fall away. That's not you. And you let this new little baby be born. That's the real you. You let this little ageless version of you, that's a baby and an old person, all at the same time, middle-aged, young adult, you're everything, all at once. You are ageless, really. Your soul is ageless. You let that version of you release all the anger, the bitterness, the resentment, and you step into your power, which is love, purely. That's the only power, really, in the end. Everything else is just a ruse. Let me get some charms for you. Okay, I keep pulling this. We got Ganesha. That's the elephant-headed god. He's the son of Shiva and Parvati. They live together this was coming out so strongly. They live together in this connection point between heaven and earth. And it's called something, but I can't remember what it's called. The God's Playground. It's Leela. Lila. Lila is this, it's the playground of the divine. And that's where you're being called to with that, following those dominoes, following those steps. You're being led to this place where you can interact holy and holy, but completely with spirit and with humans as both, because you're both. You are that place. You are that playground. Beautiful. There's this leaf. It reminds me of an indoor plant for some reason. This cross, it feels like an Easter cross, so that's rebirth energy. And it also reminds me of something about the Judgment card, which is about ascension, rising from the dead. What is this? Oh, I thought it kind of had spider vibes, but it's a rabbit. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a rabbit holding a basket or an Easter egg, or I think it's a rabbit. It's kind of hard to tell. And then we have Aquarius energy, which looks like water waves, but Aquarius is really an air sign. So that's that air-water energy coming together again. Any last messages, Spirit? Now it's 456. So we've gone from 432 to 456. So there's something there about the ascending, descending. That's what the dominoes do, right? Like they're knocking each other down this direction, and then they can go this direction. And all of that is, the spiral, the labyrinth. All of the changes in direction are required for finding justice, for finding balance, for making the world what it's meant to be, for making your world, your heart, what it's meant to be. And it's not meant to be bitter and full of resentment. It is meant to be a joyful child just learning as if the world is brand new. But also with wisdom that comes with living on this earth for as long as you've lived here. And just being so kind and forgiving, because you know that you're not perfect either, even though, in some ways you are just right. That's your message. Thank you for being here. I'd love for you to watch my readings in the future if you'd like to subscribe to my channel. I also have personal readings available a little bit over the next few months. That is always booked through my website, which is goldenswanintuition.com. And you can link to that through the description box by pressing more below. There's also more information, if I think of it, after I post the reading in the description box. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you again next time.